Welcome back once more to the Sil'dihn Subterrane, where today we take the right paths. Three more gates. It would seem we have a choice to make. Do your instincts pull you one way or another? If I was to listen to mine... Why that one? Very well, the adventurer knows best. Let the expedition begin. Not preserving from creepers and crawlers. Pray clear the path, Desiree. Messed up. What do I feed on down here? Each other? Why must it smell so positively putrid? Careful! That big one looks nasty. Even empty of pets, this place is a dank, mold-ridden nightmare. How long has it lain unattended? In my mouth! Is adventuring always this disgusting? I would rather not touch a fungal bush, but I suppose if you hurry across... Is there no end to this foul menagerie? The decay is especially bad in this section. The fungal growth is all which keeps it from collapsing. Ah, you see? Even the water has some ghastly shade of... Oh, wait, is that ceruleum? Let's give it a white buff. It is all in such a sorry state of disrepair. Okay, and Geryon the steer. That bluish film atop the water is ceruleum, but that hardly explains the hackathon chair in the room. Watch your footing, it's coming up through the floor. playing games? Mind the barrel tops. There must be a reason for those markings. If you can best in Hekatoncha so handily, then it certainly bodes well for the remainder of our expedition. To think that such a cavernous hollow yawns directly beneath Ul'dah. Raising one of his lifts should provide us passage across, assuming of course that winch yet functions. Now, this is the choice. There are four paths you unlock here. Let's take the left path first. Interesting. We lift a piece of Ul'dah design, I bet an old one, but everything else screams Amalja. Yes, most definitely a Malja construction. Fortification built for war rather than habitation, I would say. After you. I have an aversion to needles. Several thousand needles. Could this camp be from the time of a zombie purge? Was Father hoping I would see this one day? Did you know that Ul'dah and Amalja once fought side by side? It is not common knowledge. A door of solid iron and no sign of my key will open it. Do you see any handy levers or the like? Use? A message is engraved in the common tongue. In the beginning, the Lord of Inferno shared with us his flame. Speak the name of a gift he bestowed upon our bloodline. Now, the correct answer is, of course, the sacred fire, because this is Amalja in origin and they are worshippers of Ifrit, the Lord of Inferno. But the other path leads you to the wrong path, if you have proven an unbeliever. There's another way how you can do this, how you can end up there, but I take the Sacred Fire first. Impressive. A lifetime of adventure teaches one more than just battlecraft, I see. So stately and subdued in here. I'm reminded of Erelic's burial chamber. Is this a tomb? There's a fallen hero sarcophagus. Undead Shadowcaster Zeles Gar. Is our boss for the right path. I am vigilance unceasing, a final death unto the zombie horde. Zombie horde? Could this war we have endured since the Fawn Dynasty? But that was centuries ago. My wards will incinerate your undead flesh. I think those are line AoEs. Going out from these cards, yeah. Yeah, circle, so firebolts there. teleportation fields. Lasers? Confuse, bemuse, and confound. Rest eternal, my shadow. Still you shamble on. How hot must the fires burn to undo your foul animation? My heart weeps if we must face such a fierce ally of Ul'dah. Shadows passed. A tragic end to a valiant hero. He at least seemed unaware of his affliction. Yet so abhorrent was the zombie curse, even a hero of his obvious stature was sealed behind an iron door. If only that powder had never been concocted. Heavy do I feel the burden of my ancestors' sins this day. Shall we make our return, then, Desiree? There seems little reason to linger here. Okay. This time we take the right path. Interesting. The lift appears older in design. Are they an old one? But everything else screams Amalja. Is it a layer or holding pen? Yes, most definitely a major construction. Fortifications built for war rather than habitation, I would say. Okay, the dragons, or drakes, or... This is a puzzle. If you go into the... I think it's page 2. This said, when presented with a choice, the proud warriors of the Amalja would always seek to slay the mightiest enemies first. This display of superiority, they explained to the Ul'dahs, was the best way to wage war. To do otherwise, to begin engagement with a lesser foe, would cast doubt upon one's martial prowess. Meaning? Drakes. Just like the ones the Amalja tame. Is it me or are some of these creatures awfully large? Start with the largest and kill them in order, from largest to smallest. So father, mother, brother, sister, and the baby. In that order. Opens with secret passage. You've triggered some spell of opening. I wonder why they chose to conceal the passage. If you fail this, you go down the path and down the failure path. The failure path when you prove you're not a proud Amalja warrior. Oh, I see. This must be where they stored their ritual materials. Waves and revenants! Oh my! These are precious relics, everyone. Think you might be blessed or enchanted in some fashion? Yeah, you need to take them along. A storage room for ceremonial objects suggests a ceremonial chamber is nearby. Ah, and a Amalja coffin, if I'm not mistaken. And to lay it in such pride of place must signify its occupant is a warrior of some renown. camp as a call-in. Alright. A tragic end to a valiant warrior. He at least seemed unaware of his affliction. But cruel irony that the hero of a zombie purge would become the very thing he sought to vanquish. And how many of his kin shared his fate? I would lay them all to rest in the manner of their people. While it may not be the Amalja way, shall at least offer a prayer of peaceful repose for this tortured soul. And here we are back pretty much to the end of path 7 we took. And there's the final boss, or would be for path 7. Now, if we now read for path 7, this is 8, right? The Nanamo ask an Amalja chieftain the proper burial rites for an Amalja hero. Somewhat taken aback, the war chieftain advised that it was of paramount importance to avoid disturbing the warrior's undead slumber. Leave the coffin untouched. Stand facing the valorous spirit and perform a single bow. Offer your respect for a life well lived, celebrate the warrior's greatest victory, and then kneel in a moment of reflection. That means we're selecting the sarcophagus, but do not activate it, do not open it. Come. And emote. Bow. Respect. Victory to celebrate, repose to celebrate victory. And kneel. You're performing the funerary rites? Then should light the incense and say a prayer for the fallen. As the incense wafts upwards, a sense of peace settles over the coffin. Another secret passage. This place certainly is full of surprises. Let's take a peek, shall we? And we do not have this boss on this path. But that thing. Armed automaton, Fawn Knight. A massive armed mammoth. Draw your weapon of choice and face me fair and square. Who built that oversized mammoth? Why does it have those Amalja limbs? will fire in a moment. The arcane artillery force silent as ever expanded. How's this fair? It has an entire bank of artillery at its command. Spring to life. For honor. For me forward. The impossible choice really takes steel over river and flame. How about neither? The devious switch, the clever warrior fools the foe. Meaning he switches sides with the weapons. It's arms, they switch sides. What a dirty trick. Bruh. Cogwheel. What's that? Just wide area AoE, okay. Take that, you four-armed hunk of automaton junk! You fought splendidly, Desiree. Now to see what it was guarding. Ul'dah and Amalja banners, hanging side by side. What have we stumbled into this time? The book appears to be a catalogue of some kind. Oh, these items are all proof of a past alliance. And what is this wedged in its pages? May the reader of this letter be our darling Nanamo. If this message is for me, then why leave it here? My parents had such faith that I would find it. Nay, 'tis the vault itself they wished for me to discover, these priceless truths preserved within. Come, let us return to Ul'dah, where I can thank you properly for your most invaluable escort. Now Kokushu has a new quest. For coin, country, and comrades. Mrs. Klingo, I'm pleased to inform you that the storage vault you discovered has been thoroughly inventoried. And as Her Grace previously mentioned, she wishes to discuss her findings with you in person. Have you a moment or two to take tea with the Sultana? Of course. Very good. Pray, take the time you need to freshen up and change your wardrobe if you so desire. Then meet me on the hustling strip. Do I have anything? Not really. Chamber of Rule. Thank you for coming, Mr. Klingo. Her Grace will see you now. While it is quite amusing to skulk about in disguise, I thought it might be nice to meet in comfort for a change. That said, I'm reminded of our private audience around the time of Victory Banquet. Let's not repeat that, right? Right before I had to flee into the aqueducts. Those tunnels must occupy a dark place in your memory. I hope our recent explorations have brightened them somewhat. Kokoshu has told you of our progress in cataloging the Sultan's vault? Yes, she did. I deployed a hand-picked group of soldiers to compare its contents against the inventory list we recovered. It would seem all items were present and accounted for. There was no evidence of thieving or vandalism, not for be praised. The question then is, what did the Sultan of a foreign dynasty deem so precious that it must be concealed in an underground archive constructed for the purpose? It was a gift. Other kingly treasures were stored there, of course, but pride of place at the top of the list was a tribute from the Amalja. Ul'dahs and Amalja once fought side by side to purge the Sil'dihn Subterrane of the undead, and this tribute commemorated their well-fought victory. Two accounts of the matter, however, have long been stifled for political expedience. Thus the generations of rulers seek to keep the tribute safe and secret, but evidence of our historic alliance might never be forgotten. They believed the world would change for the better. They believed that Preserving our people's shared past would aid us in embracing harmony when the time was ripe for reconciliation. And after the recent happenings in Pagathon, I believe that time is now. For coin, country, and comrade at arms, we bequeath this trust to the House of Ul. So reads the declaration of our forebears, and so shall I endeavor to answer that charge. There are no few on both sides who seek to decry our efforts, but peace between our peoples cannot be attained. Yet with a gift of precedence in hand, will I have a means to convince them. And I have you to thank for arming me with the truth. Had you not answered my selfish request, or persisted with such patience, I may never have made this wholly unexpected discovery. You have my deepest gratitude, Desiree. Ever shall I cherish the memories of our explorations. Oh, but that was unseemly of me to dominate the conversation, so... What of my distinguished guest? How does the Eorzea's tireless champion fare of late? Lots of things happening. How did you enjoy your tea? Mr. Tana had much to talk to you about, it seems. I understand that an adventure of your caliber is in high demand, and we do so appreciate you taking the time to assist Her Grace, both now and in the days to come. I also understand how difficult it can be to finish one's cake in the presence of royalty. Here, I packed you some sweets for the road. Pay well, Mrs. Klinger. Crown pie! Sultana's favor. And a new chapter has been added to New Game Plus. Sultana's shadow. Okay. And what have we? The Silky Whistle, so we can get the Silky as a mount. Good. But that shall be it for this episode. And the Sil'dihn Subterrane. Until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.